Ready on the left. Ready on the right.
I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream.
Together, let us explore the stars, conquer the deserts, eradicate disease, and let the oppressed go free.
And bring about the freedom of these people by any means necessary.
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I know words. I had the best words.
You know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever. I'm sorry.
But there's no better word than stupid.
I believe that Americans of every political stripe were hungry for a new kind of politics. Politics that favored common sense over ideology. Straight talk over spin.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday, so you know what time it is. You are tuned into the Nest. This is the Hawk's Nest. I'm the President KP, a.k.a. K-Swiss, and I'm here with my Vice President, Mr. Surgeon General.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, you know, he's surviving.
It's pretty much all we can do in this country. All right, for anybody listening, what we're going to do is, like we do every week, we're going to go through the three branches of government, give you whatever's going on in each branch of government, find out how they're all messing up the country, and then we're going to give you a social status and a throwback. So, let's get to the shits.
Knee deep in it.
The executive branch. We all know what's going on. The president came. Since the last time we were here, the president came back from his very successful, tremendous Middle Eastern trip.
Probably the best Middle Eastern trip ever.
Of any president.
Of all time.
All time.
Believe me.
So he's back now, and what better way to come back? What better way to come back and assert yourself than by doing something else that just... Let's get into it.
It's fun to do bad things.
The Paris Accords. We'll just start there. That's where we're gonna start. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna start with the fact that Europe said, "Hey, Europe says we're on our own." As soon as he comes back, we had no media coverage over there, nothing. We didn't know what's going on. Angela Merkel comes out and says, "Hey, I guess we're on our own. Now we have to figure out why." So, the climate, the Paris Accords, the whole climate agreement, everything. The United States, we're done.
Something is wrong here.
That's it. We're done. We're pulling out. Now, there have been so many explanations for why we're pulling out of this, and to be honest with you, I haven't heard a good one yet. The only thing that I'm hearing is it's money involved. Like everything else in America, it's money involved. And the thing to me is there are 191 countries involved in one agreement. Now, just to let anybody out there know, obviously not every country agrees on everything, but when you can get 191 countries to all agree on one thing, why are we one of the only three?
Why are we the oddball?
Not involved in this? I get it. So we joined countries like Syria and Nicaragua. Those right now are the two countries that are in the same boat as us according to climate change.
Something is wrong here.
Syria, civil war, just got bombed by the United States. Syria is an ally with us in this. And Nicaragua, who just, the only reason they're not involved in it is because they actually want the climate change. They actually want the accord to do more. They actually want to include, I think it's solar, water. I think it's solar, wind, water, electricity. They actually wanted to include a couple of other resources. Our excuse, though, is what? Why are we not in this?
Well, from what I was hearing him say, and by him I mean Trump, He was saying something about he doesn't want to be part of an agreement where America gets the short end of the stick, or
money.
Yeah, we don't want to continue to be laughed at, is what he was saying.
What I heard was we didn't want to have to keep funding other people, like funding other people's research. Like, we're the only country that is footing the bill for all this research. Now, what the Paris? Let me close the door for security right there.
Security.
All right, you good now?
I don't know. I guess the thing he kept saying is that we're not going to be laughed at anymore. I don't know if he's like assuming because people are laughing at him, they're necessarily laughing at the country.
But here's the thing: why would you possibly? This move to me is done strictly for Trump supporters. This is done strictly for Trump supporters. It's all about what do they say? Putting a score up on the board, keeping a campaign promise. Because he finally has kept a campaign promise. He's done exactly something that he said he was going to do. Because during the campaign, he said, "I'm going to pull us out of the whole climate change." Because what did he say? Climate change was a hoax. Now he's kind of backed off that.
Well, of course.
But I'm not going to say he backed off it, because he just hasn't confirmed. He hasn't said what he thinks now. Because everybody's still asking him, "Hey, do you think climate change is a hoax?" And he just hasn't said anything. Because now everybody's been researching it. And everybody's saying, "Hey, this is actually happening." So my thing is you have 191 countries that all agree that, guess what? The world is important. Like, the future is important. And to be honest, I think one of the main reasons he might have pulled out is because he's an old man. I mean, think about it. He's only going to be on this planet for what? Maybe another 15 years? The average American lifespan. He's actually over the average American lifespan, which is like 68 years. And he's 71. So if he's eating healthy, which he probably isn't, but I mean, if he's eating healthy and you give him the max life, I'm saying he's about 85. So 15 years. So what exactly might happen in the 15 years? Obviously, the polar ice caps ain't going to fall into the ocean and create all types of, day after tomorrow stuff. So what does he really have to worry about? Lets me know that he pulled us out and said, "Hey, the hell with the future." So future's done. I don't know, man. I think that us pulling out of that just kind of shows the rest of the world that we kind of don't care about them.
Yeah, but it's not a we thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think he did this assuming that everybody was just with him on this. Like, the rest of America just doesn't care about the world. And the last time I checked, he says everything is America first, America first, America first, America first, which the last time I checked makes him a nationalist. Now, here's something that I'm sure a lot of people don't think about. When we talk about terrorists, we call them radical nationalists, Islamic nationalists. So what's the difference? What's the difference? I mean, is he not a terrorist? Is that sound like it's too far? Somebody who is a nationalist, when you put your country before you put anything else, which is fine. I live in America. I love being an American. That's fine. But there are other people out there in the world.
He's not actually really putting his country first. That's the thing.
He's putting a part of his country. He's putting,
a certain, demographic of
a certain level, like a certain. I would say, I don't want to say income level, because it seems like
it is.
But it is.
It is a certain income level.
It is. There is a certain income level that tends to make money off of it. However, here's the thing. With energy research, let's say somebody in one of these, there's 191 countries involved. So let's say somebody figures out something in, Podunk, Egypt somewhere. When you have their government involved with other governments, hey, guess what? We had a development in our country, so now guess what we can do is share it with the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, something that was found in this country is now I guess you could say mainstream. But one of their biggest things was, doing us pulling out of this accord is going to create jobs. It's going to create everything. That's
the go-to excuse there.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Us staying in the accords is going to create way more jobs.
Yeah.
Like, why does nobody say that? They always talk about how many jobs that we're losing based on how many jobs that we're actually going to get. New energy, I'll say it like this. There were people that used to work on steam engines. Remember steam engines way back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
Steam engines. There were people that worked on those, that built those. All of a sudden, here comes the combustion engine. So now you go from steam to the combustion engine. Oh, guess what? The car industry booms. The fossil fuel industry booms. People move forward. What he's doing, and I don't want to sound bad to all the coal miners that are out there, but drilling for coal, remember, these are mines. Like, it's not like you find coal on the top of the earth. You have to drill into the earth to find coal. And so the thing is we just seem to be okay with just killing the planet like that. And I don't know where he gets his, I don't know where his information comes from. And I like the fact that Nancy Pelosi said 5th graders no more, which is kind of messed up, but kind of true. Because honestly, where are you getting the information from?
You got to think about it. A lot of people that are in his cabinet are probably getting the information from people in the industry.
Special interests.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I feel like our entire government, literally, well, actually, I'm not going to say the entire government because it's just the administration. In the executive branch, even they didn't agree with it. You had 3 people in the administrative branch who were like, nope, don't want to, we shouldn't do this. Because it makes us look bad. It makes us look like we honestly don't care about the rest of the world. Which is just one person's feeling, but hey, guess what? That person represents us on a global scale.
Yep.
So, you know what? I'm going to let that one go. Now, let's get to the stuff that nobody seems to... I'm not going to say nobody. I hate when people say that nobody seems to be talking about it, but I just haven't heard a lot being talked about. Russia. Now, granted, James Comey, the former FBI director, he's going to testify next week. He's supposed to testify on next Thursday or something like that. So obviously whatever him and Trump talked about, they say they're going to talk about that. They're going to talk about stuff like that. However, something I had just heard recently that I didn't see, I don't know, I'm sure it'll get more traction the more people find out about it, is about the 2 Russian embassies that we are apparently just going to give back to Russia.
Yep.
And the thing is if you don't know the backstory, what happened, Barack Obama and his administration had found out about the alleged hacks that were going on, the alleged meddling and tampering with the DNC servers and the RNC servers. People seem to forget that Republicans were hacked too. So in case you thought this was just a one-sided thing and it was just liberals going, oh, well, hey, we hate this. Hey, Marco Rubio came out and said, hey, they were in my stuff too. So they were basically just getting, whoever was hacking is getting stuff on everybody who was an opponent to one person. I'm just saying. So Barack Obama, as a punishment to them, once the CIA informs him, they say, hey, look, these 2 embassies that you guys have, we don't want you in them no more. That's going to be that's one of the sanctions we're putting on you, is that you don't get to be in American soil anymore. You don't. You go back to Russia, you do whatever. So, enter Twitler. Once he shows up, all of a sudden, there's a text that comes out of a Russian, not a text, it is a tweet that came from the Russian embassy, and you guys could look this up on their actual Twitter feed. It's like @Russ EMB USA or something like that. That's their Twitter handle, or you can just look up the Russian embassy. It's their verified account, and it says that they want these 2 embassies back, or they're going to make something happen. And the president seems to be caving.
No way.
The story. It's kind of one of those backstories that if you're paying attention to just the climate change, that one will slip right by you. And the thing is I'm not gonna say that they're going to do something, but we're trying to. Here's what's going on for us over in Russia is we're trying to build an embassy over there. We're trying to actually move our embassy, which is something I didn't know. We're trying to move our embassy